Okay, in order to change a fluid in this transfer case on this 2020 GOE, you actually need to remove this cover, and this cover has, looks like it has a few 10mm bolts instead of 8. So we need to get this right here because the plugs, yes, the plugs actually, one is here but the other one is a little bit on the top, so there is no space. So you have to remove this cover, and again, you see, and one here, and one is here, and you got a few more, one here, and actually that's all it is. One is kind of stuck right there, so you're gonna need to pull it out by hand. It's just the plastic with this thing. They made it on purpose, so this is the last one that you remove, and it's a plastic nut right here, 10mm plastic nut, so it doesn't fall on your head. So once you remove this, we have these two, and one is the drain bolt on the bottom and the refill is on the top again. And I think I need to see which size Allen this is. And in order to recognize where your transfer case is, when you have all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, the transfer case is behind the transmission, so the transmission is right there, and this is the transfer case, and you can see the rear axle, rear drive shaft coming out of it, going to the rear differential, and then here on the front left side is the front axle going to the front differential there. So this is your transfer box or transfer case, and again, this is draining, this is refill plug. And in this specific case, I need to see, I believe this is again 8mm. No, let me see what this is. This may be a little bit bigger. Yeah, so in this case, this is, oh no, it's 8 actually. Again, it's the same 8mm is the front differential. So here we go, very simple. You get a manual ratchet. I'm gonna use my electrical ratchet to be faster, and prepare your oil pan, because in this case we're draining this. And there we go, we're gonna open it, and be careful if it has an O-ring or any other type of a seal. In this case I see actually a little copper seal, and I'm gonna be careful not to lose it. The copper seal is actually stuck to the transfer case right now, and I'm gonna let it sit there. Okay, we made a little bit of a mess. I didn't expect this, so it's okay, just a little mess, not too much. This seems like a transmission oil, and I think what I bought is actually a automatic transmission oil. So yeah, be prepared that this may spray when you open it. So here we go, it's almost out. So I'm gonna try to clean everything around here before I can actually install the new one. Okay, this transfer case, it sits a little bit on an incline towards this direction, so this is good to get whatever you can out, but it may require you to put a little bit of extra fluid inside, because remember, this back side is a little bit lower than the front side, so just keep that in mind. Also, this bolt, the bolt here, does have a copper seal right here, and you can replace it if it looks bad. In our case, this seal actually is in extremely good shape. Remember, this is the first time I'm opening this, or anyone has opened this from this truck, and it seems everything seems to be fine. So I'm not going to replace this in this specific case because it just seems fine. I don't know if I'm gonna even have the same size. I may have it, may not. But with the copper rings right here, the way you tell is that they're bad is when they're kind of squashed right here on the surface. But that's how you inspect it. If they have ridges from the force, you know, being forced, torqued, whatever, then it will be damaged. But in this case, as we can see, it's very shiny. There are no scratch marks, no torque marks, so this is fine. You can reuse it. What you can do is just like what I did on the front differential. We can exchange the drain plug with the refill plug, just to help the seal. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Okay. Don't forget that this it's the same ring. Don't forget to install it. And there we go. No, actually, let's stay at the same side. We're gonna stay in the same side up there, but what I'm going to do is I'm only going to exchange the seals. Yeah, you see both of the bolts are actually exactly the same, so I'm just gonna exchange the seals. And you can actually reverse the side of where the seal was, and here we go. I'm gonna install the bottom drain one back. Oops, got some oil now, and let's try this again. Okay, there we go. Be careful with the threads, make sure the seal is still there, and you just need to get it tight a little bit, not too much. I think this probably takes about 20 Newton meters, no more than that, 25 at the most. And now we have the top one open, so we need to refill it with oil. From what I see inside of this oil pan, there's not a whole lot of oil, and I think this is about half a quart of oil. The condition is really bad. So this is the oil here that came out, and it actually has some metal particles if you look deep inside. So yeah, this oil is no good. This seems to be transmission oil, and what I bought for this transfer case is this Pentosin ATF 134 automatic transmission fluid. That's what I'm given to install into the transfer case. And again, this actually is indeed transmission fluid. The product number is 1088117. I think it was giving me 1.5 liters, if I'm not mistaken. But from what I see here, this is probably not, if not one, maybe less than one, if maybe close to one. But it's in pretty bad shape. Again, 30,000 miles, so it needs to be replaced. I mean, having such a small amount of oil, you guys need to understand that these have to be replaced on time, or you're risking damaging of your parts. And yeah, it has metal particles inside. I don't know if you can see them. These shiny little pearls in the oil when you move it. There we go. And here you see these waves on the top of like kind of a pearls. There we go. This is the metal particles from the transfer case here in the oil. So this oil is in bad shape. It needs to be replaced. Again, we're using a similar electrical pump as what I used on the differentials, but this will be a different pump made only for automatic transmission fluids. Here's the bottles. I got the first one ready, and I'm gonna dip the suction side and the next one I need to install. The next one is what I need to install is the side that it's going to refill this transmission, or sorry, transfer case. And I'm going to use this extension here. It's like a 90-degree extension. In my case, it's easier to use this and be ready when this kind of gets closer to being filled. Again, before you use this, run this machine or your pump, if you have a manual pump, whatever you're using, run this if you have old oil, so you're ready to put the new one in, so you don't end up putting old or different kind of oil that you have left over in the lines. So I'm gonna run this a little bit. There we go. And now we're ready to go. I need to move this machine a little bit closer to me so it doesn't pull this line. It should be more than one. It should be more than 1 liter, but we'll see. Okay, let's refill this. And I'm gonna open the second one actually, you know, if this by an accident overfills. Actually the second one is full, so that's not gonna work. Yeah, just get an empty extra bottle in case this overfills, so you can use even the same one. Okay, so here we go. Okay, this is already full. Again, when it starts overflowing, you can leave a little bit more fluid because this is on an incline, and it's just gonna help you to have just a little bit of extra fluid anyway. This transmission fluid, just like the differential oils, have the ability to dissipate with time. So make sure the copper ring is back in place. And this didn't take a lot. This took about, this looks like a 3/4 of a bottle. Yeah, this is about 3/4 of a 1 liter. Not a whole lot. Actually, let me just run a little bit more, just so I can kind of flush the system. So okay, this is close to be full. There we go. Yeah, this is about a quart. I mean 3 quarts. Yeah, it's about 3 quarts of a 3 quarts of a liter or 1 bottle. So here we go. I love these Pentocin fluids because they're actually full synthetic. They're German fluids. I have great experience with them, and I always prefer them more than the other fluids for some reason. I just have an awesome experience. You can also you can use an alternative to this Pentocin is liquid moly fluids, also German for these German vehicles. But I've just used Pentocin through the years, and I like the Pentocin more. So yeah. Okay, and once you install the plug, you can tie it. Again, just a little bit, not a whole lot. It has the make sure the copper rings are back in place, or the copper seals. Okay, both of the copper seals are there. So again, about 25 Newton meters force should be okay. Not a whole lot because these don't need to be extremely tight. And again, this is ready. It took only about 3 quarts of this one liter, as you can see. So it's, yeah, 3 quarts of a bottle to refill this. I let a little bit extra in there just in case, because again, these fluids tend to dissipate in the heat. This specifically, I mean, the differentials in transfer case don't get that hot, but it's still good to have just a little bit extra, not a whole lot, just a little bit. And again, when you finish with this, please clean up after yourself with brake cleaner, and you don't want any of this oil left. And here we go. This is good. And if you're only doing this transfer case, which I doubt, you need to put the cover back. But this is the video for the transfer case. I'm gonna stop here, and then I'm gonna continue with the last thing on this full service of fluids is the transmission oil, and that's going to be next. Thanks for watching, and we keep going.